The insurance appraisal process, what is it? The insurance appraisal process is when a dispute develops with regards to the amount of loss or the amount of the claim, and somebody's not in agreement with it. Either it would be me as your public adjuster. I would advise that we invoke the appraisal provision if we have a disagreement as to the amount of loss. Or the insurance company can do that. If I submit some crazy, ridiculous price to fix your house estimate, and the insurance company says, nah, this is crazy, we're going to invoke the appraisal provision, they have the right to do that as well. So the appraisal process is when pricing disputes develop with regards to the amount of loss when not in agreement with the offered amount of the claim at the time. It's important to understand how important the appraisal process is because it's binding. It is a binding process. When you select an insurance appraiser, then that person should have an umpire's list to submit to the other side, the insurance company's appraiser. The insurance company's appraiser will need to submit his or her list to your appraiser. Hopefully, there is a mutual umpire on the list that they both can agree upon, naming that umpire as umpire before they come out to inspect your property damage. This is a document called the Declaration of Umpire. The appraisal provision is located in the Section 1 conditions part of the homeowner's policy. This provision and benefit allows you, the named insured policyholder, to dispute a pricing discrepancy, and the provision is right here. If you or we fail to agree on the amount of loss, either party may demand an appraisal of the loss. You have 20 days to do that and you must submit a written request. It must be in writing. It can't be verbal. So there's a form that is used in the industry that names your appraiser, and then they have to fill it out and respond naming their appraiser, and it's all documented in writing, but the request here has to be in written format, informing the other that you're invoking this provision. Each party, you or we, meaning the insurance company, will choose competent impartial appraiser. Each party pays its own appraiser. So you have to pay your appraiser, the insurance company has to pay their appraiser. The two appraisers will choose an impartial umpire within 15 days. So each appraiser, your appraiser, the insurance company's appraiser, need to agree upon an umpire within 15 days. If the two appraisers cannot agree on the umpire, then you may request that the choice be made by a judge of court of record where the property is located. If the two appraisers submit an agreed value, then this amount will be the amount of loss. So any two in the process, if the two appraisers agree on the amount and they sign the appraisal award, then it's binding. If one appraiser, either me or your appraiser, whoever you chose, and the insurance company's appraiser, they have a disagreement and they have to call the umpire in, and the umpire sides with one of those sides, say he sides with the insurance company. Well, then that insurance company appraiser is going to sign the award, and then the umpire is going to sign the award, making it binding. So any two of the three, or two, maybe they don't need the umpire, but there needs to be two signatures on the appraisal award to make it binding. However, if the two appraisers cannot agree, then they must submit their differences to the umpire, and the decision made by any two will set the amount of loss. This comes into a discrepancy as to the amounts. Like if you're disputing an amount, you can invoke the appraisal provision off these estimates that we use. If their estimate's lower than our estimate and we feel that it's not realistically updated or it's current with today's pricing, then we would invoke the appraisal process. Again, it's located in Section 1, the conditions part of the policy. You must submit written requests, and the document that does that is this document right here, Appraisal Submission Request. This form serves as a written demand to invoke the appraisal process. Number one, you would have your name go where number one is. Number two, the insurance company would, you put your insurance company's name there Okay, and they would, and then your address, and then the law. If wind was the peril that caused damage, fire, smoke, lightning, whatever, and then the date, the month, and the year. You would name your appraiser. For example, here, Rick Kinney, and then the insurance company would name their appraiser on line 7. Their appraiser would go there, and then the Rick Kinney and their appraiser would need to agree on an umpire within 15 days of getting this notice that we were named as appraisers. And it's very important to choose a property damage insurance appraiser, not a real estate appraiser. The appraiser you select should be familiar with the umpires that are in the business in our area anyway, in the counties that we service. And knowing the umpires in this area is a very important thing. Both appraisers need to agree on that umpire. And if we can't, we got to get a local judge from a local court, pick a name off the list. The insurance companies have their appraisers and umpires who should be impartial. However, that's not always the case. They have their hired guns. They know who to hire. They know who butters their bread, and so they have their people, and you should understand that you need your people. So please call Advocate Public Adjustment with any pricing discrepancy disputes, and we may be able to intervene as an appraiser to help you out. You can give us a call at 215-364-4546. Here's an example of an appraisal award. 2 signatures make it binding. So if you have any questions, call Advocate Public Adjustment or ask for me, Rick Kinney. 215-364-4546. Thank you.